All right, this is Betty and her week 1 recap. So this week, starting off, we're going to try to start with some type of play. I want to play the flying cookie with her just to get a little engagement. So I'm going to show her that I have food. Get it. Betty. Good girl. Get it. Go get it. Go find it. Right here. Betty. Good girl. So flying cookie, I'm tossing a cookie in one direction. And then once she's done eating, I'm going to call her name. Betty. Very good girl. And this is just going to build that engagement to come back to me and also name recognition. Okay. Betty. Yeah, baby girl. Awesome. All right. So first thing that we had to teach the puppies this week was what that clicker is. So your clicker is going to be your reward marker. It's going to capture the moment that the puppies do the thing you asked for. So the example that I like to use is a sit. So this is a beautiful sit right now. She has her butt on the ground, her front 2 paws are on the ground. So that is the picture that we want to capture. So that is what you would click. Your click is a promise. So you promise, you're guaranteeing that she's going to get some type of food. In the beginning, we need to teach her what that click means. So we're going to do what's called charging our clicker. The way that I do that, I'm not expecting anything specific from her. I'm going to put the clicker behind my back because it's loud. I'm going to click and then hand her a piece of food. Now, obviously, when I'm charging my clicker, I said we're not expecting any type of behavior, but I'm not going to capture any negative behaviors. So let's say she's super excited, she's jumping up, or potentially, I didn't click, I'm just chatting. Or potentially she's like barking or whining. Don't click those moments. But this nice calm moment, sure, click and feed your dog. Good girl. Good job. When you charge your clicker, you certainly can practice delivering the food to her mouth, and you also can practice delivering the food onto the ground. That way she has to learn food might be delivered from either way. So you need to be able to find it from my hand or find it on the floor. Good girl. The next thing that I want to charge is going to be my release word. So a lot of the behaviors we're going to work on, we're building on duration, where I want her to stay in this nice sit until I tell her, okay, you did it, you're all done. I need to teach her though what that word is. So I'm going to use the word okay. I'm going to show her that I have the food and then just toss it off to the side. Okay. I have one of your hairs in my mouth. So show her the food. Okay. This week, I'm not tossing it very far. I mean, day 1, we really couldn't toss the food far at all because they don't know what it means. Like, they don't know what it means to go find the food. That okay means, okay, I get to get up and go find a snack. Betty! Yeah, good girl. So when you charge your release word, okay, that went right into your mouth. You don't have to use your clicker for that. Okay. Good job. And then going back to what I just did with her name, she kind of wandered off, was sniffing around the crate over there. I called her name to get her attention to come back to me. She didn't respond immediately, so I made some weird kissy noises, puppy pucker sounds, and then as soon as she turned towards me, that's what I want to click and feed. Okay. Good girl. I don't want to chant her name, so if she doesn't respond the first time, don't say her name again. That's when you'll get creative and make the kissy noises, make clapping noises, puppy puppy, anything but saying Betty again. That way she's not learning, okay, they can say my name like 3, 4, 5 times, and I don't have to listen until that 5th time. Good girl. Very good. All right, the other thing that we had to teach her this week is how to follow a food lure. So the way that I'm holding the food in my hand is I have a flat palm and my thumb is going to cover those cookies. This way I can kind of turn my hand whichever way and I'm not going to drop the food. but she can still like sniff it, lick it, get attached to it. As soon as she's attached, that's when I'll move. Betty, good girl. I also want to practice following a food lure paired with her name, really just for the name recognition part of it. Good girl. And I do have multiple pieces of food in my hand at once. That way I can click, feed, reload, and keep moving. Very good girl. She's very attached to this food. I love it. Good job. Okay. Nice. All right, another toy that I can play with her is the flirt pole. Now I will say Betty hasn't shown too much interest in the flirt pole so far. She comes down here and she says, I want to eat the food, I don't want to play. So I'm gonna try to get her engaged with the toy. Flirt poles are super fun and nice because the toy is all the way down here. She can hopefully engage with it while it's on the ground, and my hands kind of stay out of that play. Puppies are very well known for being mouthy when they're playing, so the flirt pole is super nice, especially if you have kids, as a way for them to play with her and not have their hands be chewed on. Come on, baby, please. Do you want to play with this? Do you want to play? She has zero cares about it right now, though. All right, so then moving on, the next thing I want to work on with her is a hand target. Now, hand targets I love as somewhat of an informal recall. So once she becomes pretty proficient with these hand targets, she could be outside snuffling something. She doesn't know a formal recall word yet, so I'm going to ask her to come in to me by using a hand target. The other thing I like to use my hand target for is a focus and engagement. So if we're out at the park or we're gonna go on a walk and she gets super distracted by something, touch, I'm gonna use that hand target to get her engagement, get her focus on me, and then we'll go about whatever we were doing. Touch, good girl. So the way that we get a hand target, I'm gonna hold a single cookie in my hand like I did for that food lure. I want her to be attached to that food before I make any movements, and then I'm gonna take my hand away. Touch. Good. As soon as I feel that nose re-engage with my palm, that's what I'm clicking and feeding. Touch. Very good girl. Okay. Make sure you practice that using both of your hands. I find a lot of the time if you only practice with your dominant hand, when you want to ask her for a hand target with the other hand, she kind of blows it off. We never practice that. I don't know what you want to do with that hand. So make sure you practice both to get her acquainted with targeting both hands. Touch. Good girl. And again, it is a movement exercise, so I don't want, oh my gosh, you're taking forever to chew that food. Is it stuck in your cheek? I don't want to just go like right here. I want to get her some steps. Touch. Good. Yeah. Okay. So definitely get her up and moving once she comes home. By the time she comes home to you guys, ideally we can call her from across the room for a hand target. But when she gets home, you might have to do back to week 1 refreshers to kind of remind her of the skills we worked on. Good girl. All right, the next thing I want to work on is going to be her sit. I'm going to release her. Okay. And then food is going to start at nose level. Betty. Girl. So food at nose level, and I'm going to come up and back. Sit. Good. So click and feed the initial sit, the initial butt on the ground, paws are on the ground. Make sure those paws stay on the ground. Good girl. Oop. Okay. And just watch that butt. Her butt kind of wanted to come up when I pulled my food hand away. So either I need to come in quicker with my follow-up cookies. That's the option. You need to come in quicker with your follow-up cookies. Come here, booby. Sit. Good. Yeah, good girls. We're really not giving her the opportunity to pop up. Okay. And while we might have to move quickly with the follow-up cookies this week, my goal for next week would be that I don't have to come in so fast. That she can sit there, keep her booty on the ground, and not try to pop up just to come get the food. You're doing great with it right now. Okay. Sit. Good girl. Oh, good. Okay. And I want to kind of pull my hand away in between feeding her. I don't want the food to be right there in front of her face the whole time. I want to be able to take it away. She can stay in that sit and then come back in and feed her. Right, good girl. All right. Okay. So now I would take a break, get the toy back out, see if she wants to play with the toy a little. And she told us she doesn't want to do that. So we are going to do a little chase me game. I'm going to toss that cookie, get it, and then go somewhere. Betty! Good girl, drop the food, get it right there. Go somewhere else. Betty! Yeah, good girl, right there. Good job. Betty! Very nice. Betty! Yeah, good girl. So again, another fun engagement game where you're also playing some name recognition. So when I dropped the food, I went in one direction, I called her name. As soon as she turned towards me to show me she was focused and moving towards me, that is what I clicked and that is what I fed. Right, good girl?
Yeah, you're so pretty.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, what are we doing now? Okay, I have plenty of food in here. The next thing that I want to work on with her is going to be her mat. So this is a stationary behavior. Love the mat. This is a really good one to teach every dog. Ways that I use my mat at home is if I'm doing the dishes and I have to unload the dishwasher, I don't want my dog getting up in the dishwasher, so we're going to practice the mat. You're going to station on your mat as I unload dishes. So for you guys, the way you would practice that is mat is kind of off at a distance, unload a dish, click, come back and feed her. Unload a dish, click, come back and feed her. But eventually she'll get to the point where she can just station, you could unload the whole dishwasher, and then release her when you're done. Another really great way to utilize this is when you're sitting down to have dinner. You're sitting to have dinner, you don't really want her jumping up into your space as you're eating, so put the mat down, not too far away, but enough distance where she can't really get up towards the table. And then same thing, she's stationed on her mat, you guys will eat your dinner, take a few bites, click, come back and feed her, come back and eat. Sounds like a lot in the beginning, but it is so worth it to invest that time and that practice. So that you have a nice dog who can go chill as you have company over for dinner. And one other really great thing I like to use this for is public outings. So if you want to go to a coffee shop or a restaurant that's dog friendly, the mat is so important for that. She will need to settle as you guys are enjoying your coffee or food. Okay, step one, the mat's going to come down. Betty, go to your mat. Good. As soon as she's 4 paws on, that's what I'm clicking. I'm going to feed her. I'm going to come in with a follow-up cookie. Good job, love. And then I'll release her. Okay. Pick up the mat, and I'm going to move it somewhere else. So this week, step one, I'm building her drive, her desire to come into this mat, wherever it is. Go to your mat. Good, so 4 paws on, click, drop the food right onto this mat. Follow-up cookie, right here, babe. Good job. And then the goal would be that we release her, okay, before she attempts to leave the mat and release herself. Good Good job, baby. Go to your mat. Oh, you got 2 cookies for that one. Good girl. Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, that went so far. Hey, you were released. Okay. Good job. All right, so the end behavior for this one is going to be that it could really be anywhere, and you could tell her to go to your mat. She runs over, she lays down, and she's going to stay there until you release her. Good girl, babe. Okey-dokey. What are you sniffing for? The first day I came to meet her and work with her, she had her nose on the ground the whole time, just sniffing, wanting to find all the food. She's very food motivated and I love it. So to finish training each week, we are gonna finish with our cooperative care and handling exercises. Now these are super important for puppies, but really dogs of any age. She's gonna have to go to the vet for the rest of her life. So setting her up for different handling at this young age is gonna be key. Yes, good girl. But also she's gonna have to go to the groomer for the rest of her life. So again, having her set up for different handling, yes, being able to stand for prolonged periods while someone touches your ears, your head, your face, your paws. Yes, good girl, is important. So first thing I did was a little bit of baby restraint. So gentle swipe down the back, tuck under the tummy. Yes, good girl. The second thing I did was lift her tail. Yes, good. Now this week with our handling, okay, I'm not really doing any duration, so I'm not holding on for too long. I'm also not applying any pressure. So next week with her belly, we'll kind of give a little pressure on that tummy because you're really doing that for future restraint. So future where she has to go into the vet and stay still, where I'm gonna give her a gentle hug while the vet does whatever they have to do. The tail, think about when she has to go to the vet and she needs to get her temperature checked. They're gonna have to lift her tail to get to her bum, but also future sanitary clip and cleans back there. Moving up towards her head, I'm gonna look into her ears. Yes, good girl. So with all handling, I have a bunch of food in my right hand that she can sniff, she can lick it, but she can't eat it just yet. Yes, good girl. And then as soon as I mark the moment, so also note that with my handling, I'm not using that clicker, but same concept, I'm using a verbal reward marker. My verbal reward marker is gonna be yes, good girl. Okay, but with all that food in my hand, when I say the yes, I kind of release a cookie to her and reattach her immediately to another piece so I can continue with the handling. Now, come here, it's in my hand. The next piece that I want to do with her, yes, good girl, is going to be looking in her mouth. So she's attached to food. I'm going to start with just some gentle pats on her head, move closer to her lips. Yes, good girl. And just lift those lips a little. Moving on to this side, same thing. Yes, good girl. Okay. And I'm going to give her plenty of breaks in between the handling. I don't just want to push through everything and handle everything at once. I want to do a few pieces of the body, release her, let her take a break if she needs one. She's coming right back. So she's checking back in. She's showing, okay, cool, I don't not like this. We can keep going. Some dogs, though, they need that break. They need the break to step away and kind of take a few seconds to decompress. Moving on, we're going to touch her paws. So again, she's attached to food. I'm starting somewhere neutral, the shoulders, and gliding down. Yes, good girl. Doing same thing with the back leg. Yes. So starting at the shoulders, even though I want to touch back paws, good girl. That's a neutral, safe zone, and gliding down to where I'm going to touch. Yes, good girl. And then your front paw. Yes, good job. Okay, and that is it for Betty's week 1 recap.